Tens of thousands have gathered in central London for a rally against the far right, organised by groups, unions and campaigners known as the Together Alliance. Similar events were held around the world. Well, it comes 6 months after huge crowds attended a demonstration here led by far-right activist Tommy Robinson. He's tweeted that those protesting today were polluting the streets of the capital. Freddie Tennyson reports.
Well, it's certainly busy here in Trafalgar Square. There's a stage to one side and people lining the streets all the way to Westminster behind me. They're marching under the Together Alliance, protesting what they're calling growing division driven by the far right.
The whole cross-section of society have got sick of the far right dominating the narrative that somehow we can't all live together as neighbours, workmates, we can't love each other. All those negative things that they put forward, that's woke, that's silly, community's silly. We have to reject all that.
And as we can see here today, we're joined by 500 organisations representing 13 million people, and I think it's an amazing turnout.
I feel like, there can be arguments on both sides, but at the end of the day, the people that are standing here today, the people that are turning up for this protest, they want to show love, they want to show compassion, and they want change.
There's been a significant police presence on the route, with the Met saying conditions are in place under the Public Order Act to prevent disruption beyond the agreed boundaries.
Freddie Tennyson reporting there. Next, there's a warning pregnant women and cancer patients could be facing risky delays due to a growing shortage of sonographers. The vacancy rate in London is more than 30%, according to the Society of Radiographers. Well, the government said it's taking action to ensure the NHS has the skilled staff it needs, but there are calls for more people to be trained.
If somebody's coming in with concerns about their pregnancy, about their baby, they would like to be scanned that day if possible. That's definitely not the case in the majority of hospitals, that they're able to facilitate that every single day. And so these ladies are having to wait to find out if the problems are of a concern.
A fourth man has been convicted over the killing of a man in South London. 27-year-old Michael Patrick Afonso Peixoto was stabbed to death in Thornton Heath in December 2023. Detectives spent over 2 years pursuing Ali Abdul Basit, who fled to Pakistan. His DNA was found on a cigarette butt at the scene. 3 other men have been convicted for the murder. A turntable ladder and a boat to pump water from the Thames was used to tackle a fire at a scrap metal yard in southeast London. Crews were called to Manor Road in Erith just before 5 this morning. Around 400 tonnes of metal was affected. The cause is being investigated. More e-bikes could be heading to West London. It's after Hammersmith and Fulham Council approved plans to double the number of operators in the borough. Lime and Forest are available there at the moment. New firms will be allowed to have up to 1,000 bikes if they meet the authorities' requirements. And contenders ready. We're now just minutes away from the Gladiators final. Among the last 4 standing is Emily Bell from Croydon. The Cambridge graduate is a winger with the London Broncos and thinks her rugby background has helped.
I applied after watching season 1, and a lot of the contenders at the time, I think, were like netball, CrossFit, less contact sport. So having that contact sport background definitely helps. I've got the power, the speed, the agility.
Best of luck to her.
An estimated 500,000 people have gathered in the capital for what organisers say is the biggest demonstration ever against the far right. Participants of the Together Alliance marched to Whitehall with messages of no to racism and refugees welcome. The group believe today's event outnumbered the Tommy Robinson-led Unite the Kingdom rally in London in September.
This started off as a very small idea when we saw the racists on the streets, and we thought, surely there's more of us than there are of them. Everyone here today is about standing up and being counted. I'm really proud of the numbers.
Today is about love, solidarity and unity. I believe there are so many more people in our city that want a politics that is kind, compassionate and celebrates diversity as one of the best things about our city.
A murder investigation has begun after a 26-year-old man was stabbed to death in Westminster. Officers found the man in Abbey Orchard Street just before 10:30 last night. Police are stepping up patrols in the area and are asking anyone with information to come forward. So far, no arrests have been made. Firefighters are in Erith this evening after 400 tonnes of scrap metal caught light in the early hours of this morning. Huge smoke plumes could be seen from the recycling site on Manor Road, with people in Dartford being warned to shut their windows and doors. The cause of the blaze is currently being investigated. Now, getting into running can be quite daunting in a world of races, records and posting it all on social media, of course. One woman from London is trying to change all that. Jenny Mannion has built an online community by sharing her honest and often slow runs on Instagram. Today she held a race for 600 women at Battersea Park, and Jay Akbar went along to find out why slow and steady actually does win the race.
On your marks, get set, slow. This run through Battersea Park wasn't about PBs. Being here is the victory.
I'm quite overwhelmed. I'm very excited. I feel like a lot has gone into this, and it's just amazing for this to be happening now.
Jenny held the very first Runners and Stunners event here in 2023 with 11 people. Today, it's 600. She's an unconventional runfluencer, a champion of the journey over speed.
We're constantly shown these like super fast times, but that isn't the reality for most of us. Like, the reason this has done so well is because we're just championing the more average, slower runners, because that is the majority.
Clearly, lots and lots of women feel the same.
They're the most inclusive run club I've ever met, and that pushes me to enjoy running when normally exercise and running didn't make me feel included.
I've been to other run clubs and have been left behind or just felt a bit rubbish at the end because you definitely feel like you're the slowest person.
When we start running, there's so much fun about it, and I think when you train for things such as marathons, sometimes you get caught up in the numbers, the paces, and the fun goes missing.
I came today with the intention of wanting to get a PB, and then I thought, no, I'm going to go to parkrun in the morning, I'm going to get my PB in the parkrun, and then I'm going to come here and I'm going to run with women, and that be the event.
There's also a big focus on safety.
Running alone, no matter what the time of day is, but especially at night as well, it is scary, and just having the community there to run along, to make you feel safe and comfortable and just have fun as well is really incredible.
Big emphasis on the fun part.
We kind of like run down the Thames, we'll run a couple of K, take a break, have a sing-song, have a dance, have a coffee, and just make friends, because that's what movement is meant to be about. It's meant to be fun.
And going slow means more time with your pals anyway. Jay Akbar, ITV News.
And Big Ben will be silent this evening as the clocks are going forward tonight. As well as the switch to British summertime, the clock in the Elizabeth Tower will also be undergoing maintenance works. And finally, you might need to grab your earplugs for this. Widely known as the world's loudest band, My Bloody Valentine brought their ear-piercing set to the Royal Albert Hall last night with the volume so high the floor was reportedly vibrating. The concert was part of the Teenage Cancer Trust charity gig series.